Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lorelei, and you're watching a currently inked video. Today is July 22nd. I can't believe July is almost over. And these are the pens that I have been using this month. Now, it's a lot because I got a couple of new pens, and we're going to talk about those as I go through this video. So these are the pens that I have inked up since a few weeks ago. And I also brought up my ink journal just so I can show you the swatches of those and talk through why I chose those inks for these pens, I guess. I don't know. Is this something that you're interested in knowing about? I don't know. People seem to do these videos a lot, so I do enjoy doing them, but I haven't done one in a while, so I'm sorry about that. Sometimes there are reasons behind why I pick certain pens, and sometimes there's not. So I do have a fountain pen journal where I keep track of what I have inked up each month, so I can kind of see what I've been using a lot, and I try to pick pens that aren't being used as much, just so I can get some use out of them and see how, see how I like them. I did sell a pen this month. I sold my TWSBI VAC 700R in Iris to a pen pal. And yeah, and then I also bought two pens, inexpensive pens. So let's go ahead and get started. The first pen that I have inked up is my Platinum 3776 Century. This is the Chinasel white with gold trim. This has a broad nib on it. One of my favorites. And I have this inked with, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I have this inked with Opera Rose by Taranacea, or Guitar ink. And this is a great pairing. I wanted to put that particular ink in this pen just to see how this nib would do with it. I really love the Taranacea inks. They perform really well in a lot of my pens. It's not a super dry, not a super wet pen ink. This broad nib is one of my favorites in my collection. I just absolutely adore it, and I would buy another one of these in a heartbeat if I ever had the chance. I don't really love the colors that they have. I do kind of like those limited edition ones that they come out with every now and again, but I don't have any of those yet. A white pen is kind of tough as well because I'm really afraid that this is going to get stained over time, but so far so good. So yeah, that's the first pen I have inked. I'll show you the Taranacea swatch. Kind of a pink, an orange leaning pink, I would say. The next pen that I have inked, my husband is home, so I may have to shut this off and come back to it. This is my Lamy AllStar in Petrol, and I have a broad nib on this. I have a shimmering ink in here, and it's not great, I have to be honest. And it's probably a pen that I'm going to clean out today. But this is Dominant Industry Sunset. I do like this nib and pen. See, this writes pretty well on this Tomorrow River paper, but on my other stationery, it doesn't do so hot for some reason. It kind of has a drag to it, and I think that Dominant Industry inks are fairly dry. So that's this one here. It does have like a pink shimmer in it, which you probably can't see. The third one I have inked is my TWSBI Diamond 580 in the clear. This has a broad nib on it. I have this inked with a linen toolbar ink, which I'm going to put on the screen because I can never remember the name of it. I'm just going to put, okay, do I have this written down in here somewhere? Maybe I do. Oh yeah. See, I already have these here, but I just didn't do any video on it, but we're going to do it again. It's fine. So I'm just going to put MTT. This is a nice combination. It's kind of a dark olive green color, and it works really well in this nib. And this pen is almost empty. This next one is my twist. This is a Pelikan Twist with a medium nib, and the color is Shine Mystic. Excuse my squeaky chair. This is a medium nib. Did I say that already? And I have a Diamond ink in here from Inkvent. It's called All the Best. It's kind of a very dark burgundy red color. And it does have a bit of sheening in it. I forgot to show you. Let's see. Here's All the Best. You can see a little bit of that sheen. That T, where's that? It's Musa Tiguanyin tea. I have not any idea if that's right, but it's looking a little bit lighter than it does in my, well, it kind of dries a little bit lighter. Did I show you the sunset? Diamond sunset. Yeah, I did. Okay. Next up on the list is my Quebeco Sport in Smooth Sage. I have a black clip on here just for a little extra weight. I like to add a clip for a little extra weight on the back of the pen. This has a double broad steel nib. And I have a shimmering ink. You can see it's a mess. This is also one that's getting cleaned out today. This is a Vinta ink called IBID, or IBID. It's like a sage green ink with a light blue shimmer. It's really beautiful. And it's almost gone. This next one is, this is one of my Jinhao 182s. Is that what it is? 182? Or 82? Jinhao. '82. And I Frankensteined the body together with a coral and this shimmery teal and lavender. This has a medium nib. And this pen isn't really doing so hot with this ink. I'm not sure what the problem is. I don't know what, something's going on with the nib, I believe, and I just haven't looked into it. But it's hard starts. I have Sailor Studio number 231 in this. It does well until it doesn't. It's very inconsistent. So that one also might be getting cleaned out today. This is my Franklin Kristoff model number 46 in orange ice with a broad nib. I have an ink in here that was given to me as a sample. And it's called Linen Toolbar Sun Moon Lake Tea. So it's, you know, an orange. I figured it would go nicely with my orange. Is it 46 or 47? I can never remember. $46. No complaints on this one. I just merely picked this ink color because this pen is orange. So, not a lot of science behind that decision. But I am loving this pen, especially when after I changed out the Architect nib for a regular broad. This is my Jinhao X 159 in navy blue with a gold trim. This is a number 8 nib on it. That is a fine. This, I believe, is my favorite of the month. It's hard starting because I think it's running low on ink. Yeah, it's pretty much cached. But I KWZ Sheen Machine, which worked really well, and yeah, it's a good one. Now I'm going to talk about the 2 new pens that I got recently. I decided to order another X159 from Amazon, and I got the olive green with gold trim. And they now come with medium nib. So I wanted to check out the medium nib just to compare it to the fine. And I feel like I really like the fine better than the medium. It could have everything to do with the ink I put in here. I don't know. I put in more and cleaner. Alt Gold Grün in this. Let's see. It's a medium when I write at a very low angle. But that's not typically how I write. I think I'm going to order a couple of more fine nibs. You can get a 3-pack on Amazon for relatively cheap, $12 I think. So I've got that in my cart. So I'm probably going to put a fine nib on this guy. But I love the size of these pens. They're so big and just perfect. And so cheap. And then finally, this is my newest pen. This is a TWSBI Eco T in Saffron. And I got this with a medium nib because I've been anxious to see what the medium feels like compared to a broad, which is what all my other TWSBIs are. And I really like this a lot. Now, I have a special ink in here. And there's going to be a future video about said ink. So I won't go into too much detail on that today. But it's a perfect match to the pen. It is just so smooth. I love it. And I'm not really a medium person, so this ink is Sailor Manyo Yamabuki. And is that not the perfect match? It is. So, after today, I'm going to be uninking these. And that leaves 6 pens currently inked that will roll over to August until they run out of ink, I think. Unless I change my mind and ink up some new ones. But that's where we're at right now. If you have any questions about my ink, let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you join me in the next currently inked video coming in a couple of weeks for August.